and nationalism versus globalism. You know, only one can be true. It's funny today, it's not popular to be a patriot today. It's not popular to love your own country for some reason. It offends people. It offends people who live in the country that you say you love. And I don't love the modern state of our country. I don't love what America represents today. Globo homo. Globalism. Globalism promotes everything that is dysgenic, toxic, unnatural. It is natural to love your country. It is natural to be patriotic. Blood and soil. And what I've seen, what has happened to this once great country, and I know all the haters are going to say, well, America did this, that, and the third. Well, so did every country. Every country has had its issues. Every country has had war and slavery. In fact, I'm not against war, to be honest with you. I think war could be healthy if it's done with the right reasons, to defend your people, to defend your homeland, your women, your children. Because what has happened is you have been taught to hate and despise your country and its heritage by an infusion of communistic, leftist, liberal teachers who have flooded the American public education system post-World War II, after we helped the communists win World War II. We had no business getting involved in World War II. No business. But we aided and abetted Bolshevik communists. And now we're reaping the whirlwind. Globalism destroys a nation's economy. It levels the playing field to where everybody is equally poor. It destroys the middle class, because globalism is basically Bolshevik communism and Zionism, religious Zionism, and political and economic Bolshevism. And those are both led by certain chosen people in the Middle East. Globalism brings in an overabundance of illegal immigrants, which lowers the wages of the American. When you have a surplus of workers, it lowers the wages. And this is why, because of open borders, this is why we have no longer a man that can get a normal job and raise a family on that income and have his wife stay at home to raise their kids, because the public school system is not supposed to raise your kids. You are supposed to school your own kids. You're not to put your kids' education in the hand of some communist, leftist, liberal teacher. That has pink hair and is teaching your kids how to masturbate and encouraging your kids to mutilate their genitalia. But the old communist saying goes, it takes a village to raise a child. No, it doesn't. It takes a family to raise a child, not a village. I don't want nobody else raising my kids with their ideologies. Globalism, you have endless wars. The military-industrial complex. You have the Federal Reserve, which is neither federal or reserve, neither private. It's private, it's not federal. And it's not a reserve, it's a dead economy. So everybody and their mother today hates America. They hate the history of America, but it was founded on Christian principles. You've been lied to about the separation of church and state, which the intent was to not establish a state church so that people could have their own Christian beliefs and denominations, not for other religions. That was the intent of separation of church and state, so that they would not have a situation like they did in England with the Anglican Church and not allowing other denominations to hold services. And now you have the hatred of American culture, the mocking of it by people that come from other countries and hate what we represent but want all the goodies. Now, I'm not opposed to some form of immigration, but it has to be legal. Every country has that mindset. Legal immigration is okay. Illegal immigration is exactly that. Illegal, breaking the law. And people get offended at this, but this is the absolute truth. Because now with the surplus of workers we have in America, a man cannot just get a job, work 40 hours a week, and raise a family on that, where they can have a nice house. His wife's staying home raising their kids. Now he's got to have, his wife's got to work. They got to send their kids to these communist public education brainwashing centers to learn leftist liberal ideas, American hating ideas. And that's a result of globalism. Endless wars, a banking system based out of London, ran by the Rothschild banking system, the Federal Reserve, and now we're trillions and trillions of dollars in debt, which before the Federal Reserve we had a surplus. That's a true reserve. And for decades, in the public education brainwashing centers, we've been taught to hate our heritage, our country. I love my country. I love America and what it represents. If somebody doesn't like it, I don't care. And that's the problem, is that somehow there's a problem now when you love your own country and you're patriotic. I will never wave the flag of another country, other than the Celtic flag, which is a flag of Celtic nations. That's a different thing. But I am a nationalist. I make no bones about that. Globalism is from Satan. Yep, that's exactly true, Fluffy. They're trying to destroy this country, but this is the good news. There are men and women rising up, and they will not turn the other cheek. See, the days of turning the other cheek are over. The days of pacifism and loving your enemy are over. See, what Jehovah Almighty is looking for in these last times is a few good men and women that will strike fear in the hearts of their enemies. Salute.